Hi there, it's Judith and Desjardins in Santa Monica, and today I would like to share some information about the pancreas and pancreatic cancer as a possible life-saving lesson for people out there. I want to start by showing you a close-up of the pancreas in terms of where it is located on the body. Looks like it's slightly above the belly button, about 3 or 4 fingers down from the center of the chest. And you will see on this diagram that this is what the pancreas looks like. It is actually covered by the stomach. Oh, behind the stomach is the pancreas. It's the body of the pancreas, the tail of the pancreas, and the spleen, and the lymph nodes and blood vessels that connect the spleen to the lymph nodes. And here, running through the yellow line, is the pancreatic duct, whose purpose it is to produce and deliver insulin and digestive enzymes to the stomach and to the digestive system. Now I'm going to move away and sit in this chair and show you a notebook that I have put together that contains all the information in different sections over the last 7 months. The first section has stressors in the preceding year to 2 years, which I think may have contributed to my pancreatic cancer development. The next section is the actual diagnosis in terms of how I found out that I had it. And I'm going to share details about that. Then the next section is the various tests, diagnostic tests that I had that confirmed that I had it. And then we go to the surgical treatment that I had, followed by this big section in chemotherapy. You might be wondering how I discovered that I had pancreatic cancer. And I can tell you that I've always had a very good connection with my body. I've always been very athletic. I've had a good diet. I journal and pay attention to body symptoms, emotional symptoms, how my spirit is doing, what's going on in my mind. I've been doing that for the last 40 years. So I have a pretty intimate relationship with myself, and what happened in September of 2020 was that I started having some problems with my digestion that were new and different for me. I had never experienced that before. And I'll tell you the key factors that were early warning signs of pancreatic cancer. To begin with, I developed an unusual taste in my mouth that I had never experienced. I asked my dentist about it and said, what could be causing this? And he said, really, I have no idea, although the amount of saliva you have in your mouth can change with aging. So I had the strange taste in my mouth. Then I began experiencing a very uncomfortable, bloated abdomen from my rib cage all the way down to my pelvis. It became very enlarged and firm and uncomfortable. It was actually pressing on my rib cage. So that was different. At night when I would go to bed, I started experiencing reflux, where I would get this digestive juices or the taste of food that I had eaten during the day backing up into my throat. That was something that I never had before. So those may have been signs of pancreatitis, just an inflamed pancreas, or problems with my stomach. I wasn't sure about that, but what leaned more toward cancer was that I had a 10-pound weight loss in a month. That was unexplainable. Another thing I experienced was wasting of the muscles under my arms, in my abdomen, and on the top muscles of my legs, where that muscle was just hanging down and flabby. And there was no reason for it because I had been exercising even more than usual. So I decided to go to a new GP, an internist, and I told her my symptoms. She ordered a series of blood tests. She palpated my abdomen, listened to the sounds in my stomach, and said that everything felt normal. She didn't feel any lumps or anything out of the ordinary. And she said perhaps I was eating too much kale with my salads, that might have disturbed my digestive process. And she said that I would come back for the test results and she would do an explanation of what she found. So in the meantime, and she also said that I really didn't have anything to worry about. I should stop eating so much kale, not exercising so much, and that she would see me again in 3 weeks. Well, I went home and I thought to myself, it's very comforting for her to say that everything is fine, but I really don't quite believe that. I'm going to see my husband's internist, who was actually right across the hall. So I went for a visit with him, and he went through the same palpating my abdominal area, listened to the sounds in my digestive tract, listened to my all the other things an internist would do on the first exam, and he said, I don't see anything wrong right now, and I really can't explain what's going on. Let's wait and get the results of the blood work that the other internist has just run. But while we're waiting for that, I would like you to see a gastroenterologist, because she may have some other ideas. So while I was waiting to make the appointment with the gastro doctor, I was called back to see my lady internist, and she said all the blood work looks fine, nothing is out of the ordinary, so I'm going to just let you wait another 3 weeks before you come in again. So here I was with a time lag between seeing her again 3 weeks, making an appointment to see a gastroenterologist. And again, I felt something is wrong and I can't afford to wait 3 weeks. This rapid 10-pound weight loss and the wasting of my muscles is sounding like what I know about cancer, and this is just not right. So the third doctor I saw was the new gastroenterologist. She did the same exam the other 2 doctors had done. She could not feel anything awry, but she said, I am not going to dismiss your symptoms. I think we're better to be safe than sorry. And so I want you to have a CT scan of your abdomen and pelvic area. And we'll see what that shows us. And after that, I think I would do an endoscopy for you, where the tube is inserted down the throat and it has a look inside the stomach and parts of the digestive tract. So what happened on the CT scan was that there was an indication that there was a mass in my pancreas, in the area of the pancreatic tail, that looked like a tumor. They couldn't tell whether it was benign or malignant, but it was concerning enough that she said, rather than do an endoscopy, I'm going to refer you to another specialist who is able to do an endoscopy with ultrasound, so that when he goes down the intestinal tract, down through the stomach, the esophagus, he can not only get a picture of the pancreas behind the stomach, but he can also, if there's something that he sees that could be biopsied, he would have an instrument that would be able to do that, and that she herself was not qualified to do that. So very soon afterward, I had the CT scan with ultrasound, and that's when that report came back. It said that I definitely had a mass. They were able to identify the size of it, the location of it, and they said that they would not be able to say whether it was cancerous or benign. Hopi is crawling his way here and entering the discussion once again today. So when I awoke from the endoscopy, the doctor actually circled where on the pancreas there was a small tumor that was blocking the pancreatic duct that delivers insulin and digestive enzyme to the digestive process, and that was an indication of why I was having the symptoms that I described earlier. And he said it's very important with the possibility of pancreatic cancer that you have surgery right away, and during the surgery, that is when we will get a post-surgical biopsy that will definitively tell us if it's pancreatic cancer. And so he referred me to one surgeon. I also made another appointment with a second surgeon at a different facility, and that's how my pancreatic cancer was detected by my surgery at UCLA. So if I had not, the long and short of the story is, if I had not paid attention to my symptoms, if I was not aware of my body's normal functioning, if I had not spoken up and gone further after the first two internists said they couldn't see that there was a problem, if I had waited 3 more weeks before possibly having the CT scan, it's very possible that I could have had stage 4 cancer, and that I would have died from pancreatic cancer, as most people do when it is only detected without symptoms at the very end, when it has already metastasized around throughout the body. And with that aggressive cancer, people die. We hear of many famous people who have died of pancreatic cancer. So I am sharing my story in an effort to say how important it is, number one, to be in touch with your body. Know what is normal for your body. If you have any symptoms that are unusual to your body, by all means, go for an examination, and maybe a series of examinations with different doctors right away. My cancer was detected early. It was a very small, tiny, self-contained cancer that was removed. And I'm here today because of this early detection, and I want to share this message. It's very important with all types of cancers that you go for regular examinations, you pay attention to warning signals, you pay attention to something that is not right in your body, you pay attention to your intuition that says, no, this is serious, I need more information. And I hope that this will help you too to save your life and to catch any potential cancer early, when it's treatable, removable, and that you can be a stage 1 or 2 rather than a 4, and have a life and enjoy your life afterwards. So I share this with you in all earnestness, and I pray that this message might reach some person that will be detected early with pancreatic cancer and not die of it. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope this helps someone somewhere in the world. Thank you.